Well, we still have a draft to finish here. I hope Blake Wheeler enjoyed his half a season on the team. But I feel like we've recovered pretty well, all things considered. Colorado ended up taking Ryan Johansson over Cam Fowler? Hold on. We might not be done. The New York Islander. Okay, we might be done. We might be done. Yeah, there goes Cam Fowler. Very similar to Jeff Skinner. NHL ready, lower ceiling. Who does Carolina have on the table here at 13? Nino Niederreiter, Justin Falk. Good players, but ones I don't know if we'd spend a premium to move up for, you know? Let's take a look. 13th overall. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Okay. So then looking at our team at the moment, Crawford and Neuwirth in goal. That's fine. Defensively, it's not amazing or anything. It's not atrocious, but it's not amazing. We'd be looking at probably a Hedman-Oland pairing again. Mazzaros. You got Martinez on third pair. Really nobody else because Chelios is gone. So we need 2 right side defensemen. We'll have to figure that out. In terms of right wing options, Paulie, what's going on, dude? How are you? Let's see. In terms of right wing options, Taker, the old gifted sub as well. Thank you very much for that.
Taste the biscuit.
I'm just trying to make sure I don't make a dumb mistake here. But we got San Luis, we got Radulov, and Radim Vrabada. And then Adam Hall rounds it out as the 4th line right wing. So that right wing side's set, and we got a hell of a lot more skill. Left wing side. Right. I think Todd Fedoruk is still signed. He is. So in theory, left wing side, you could have Malone on the second line. Lethal, I'm not sure. I'm hoping it's going well, but we don't know. Let's see. We got Malone. We got Skinner / Purcell. And then Todd Fedoruk for the 4th line. Because if we look at centers, we pretty much know that Vinny has to play left wing, so Stammer can play top line center. And then we don't have much else for centers. Skinner could play center. He just wasn't that great at it. She did some good days and bad. Some good days and bad. All right. Let's see. So yeah, Carolina ends up taking Nino Niederreiter, which is fair. We're definitely not looking at trading up again. Taker, yeah. So if we look one more time. Oh, you know the one thing I didn't do was look at goalie prospects. Just to see if there's anybody great out there. That is pretty much a no-brainer. Like, there's a bunch of medium backups. There's a medium fringe out there. No starter, high starter, even medium elites. Nothing. A high backup in Anders Nilsson, but that's not quite what we're talking about. Robin Lehner's crazy ass. What would that price be? I mean, a 4th and a 5th for the signing rights to Robin Lehner. That's a no-brainer. Done deal. Thank you, Ottawa. Thank you, Ottawa. We will gladly take that deal just to get another goalie into the system. And there is nobody else. Okay. So going back through one more time. Toronto had Caberlet. We really don't have space because of Hedman and Mazzaros. We don't have space for another left defender. St. Louis had Brad Boys. What you gonna do? We could technically find space for Brad Boys, depending on what the price is. A first, a third, and Biega. Do I really want 2 years of not having my own first-round pick? We could make that work, though. It wouldn't be... it'd be tough. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it. I could make it work. It's just tough. Then you got like Simone Dupre. For right side defenseman, Adrian Aucoin and Derek Morris. Matt Lombardi. Matt Lombardi as a third line center. Great skater. You have Vernon Fiddler. Shits and gigs here. I'm shocked they returned an offer when I was asking for 4 pieces. Alex Killorn, Carl Hagelin, TJ Brennan, and a second. For 2 right side defensemen, the third line center I need, and the fourth line center that I need. That's kind of crazy. We need to mark down the Coyotes as a team worth looking at, as Justin Falk is on his way to Minnesota. What else do we have aside from Phoenix here? Philly, again, nobody too crazy. Like, obviously, Pat Maroon would be nice. Okay, nobody too crazy there. Jeff Tambellini. One more attempt for Roman Yossi. No, they're not. They're not going to budge. They are not going to budge. Marek Zidlichky. Antti Miettinen doesn't quite fit the team, but Marek Zidlichky, a first, a second, and Teddy Purcell. It's an option. Kaner, what's going on, man? How the heck are ya? Yeah, Zidlichky's an option, but not insane. Florida. I mean, like, Steven Reinprecht for the third line. Jeff Taff. It's not that ideal. In terms of, like, yeah, let's get Steven Reinprecht. Detroit's already looking to flip Artemi Panarin for Jeff Skinner in 2/3. Yeah, it's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. RJ Umberger. 79 faceoffs. Zaris a second, a first, a third, Adam Hall. Jesus. Martinez in a second. That's not impossible. That could work. That could work. Colorado had Scott Hannon. He doesn't fit the team anymore. Chicago, nobody too crazy. Tatar was expensive. Well, you know. You watch the NHL, you watch any professional sport, and it's like, oh man, the officiating was bad. Yep, and you knew it would be bad. Because it's always bad. So it's your fault at that point. That's my standpoint about officiating nowadays. What's the price for Rich Peverly? Martinez a fourth and Clifford a second. Okay. Well, there's only one team that has the right side defenders that I need. That is the Phoenix Coyotes with Adrian Aucoin and Derek Morris. Granted, one of them would have to be playing a little bit out of their comfort zone, but that's okay. And again, they also have Matthew Lombardi for third line center, Vernon Fiddler for fourth line. One more time. What was that blockbuster? Well, let's see. A dude named Baumgartner goes to Ottawa. Back to Phoenix. Coin, Morris, Lombardi, Fiddler. So the 28th pick or our second rounder next year, or Nashville's second rounder next year. I don't mind giving up Alex Killorn to do this, or Carl Hagelin. The sticking point of the trade for me is TJ Brennan. Again, Kaloran's not bad, but he's not insane. Same for Carl Hagelin. Can I flip like TJ Brennan for somebody else here? Where's someone of a similar value to TJ Brennan? There you go. How's a Blake Jeffreyon sound? And I'll sweeten it a smidge with a 7th round pick next year. God, I have no picks next year. So our 2nd rounder next year from Nashville, Kaloran, Hagelin, Jeffreyon, and a 7th for a coin, Morris, Lombardi, and Fiddler. Well, that is pretty much everything settled. Oh, the Coyotes. I love you. I miss you. That is ridiculous. So if we can get away with splitting up Vinny and Stamkos, then I definitely think we can do incredibly well for ourselves next year. The only question now... Deke just woke up in a cold sweat. The only question now is, do we look to play Jeff Skinner at the NHL level next season? Or do we wait until he's like overripe and at like an 83, 84 overall as a 20-year-old rookie to then put him alongside like Steven Stamkos on the top line? And if that's the case, we are looking at somebody like RJ Umberger as the Oilers end up with another generated dude in Baron. So the other teams I had interest in, it was Minnesota, but I'm pretty sure that was Marek Sidlichky. And it is. Yeah, we're not going to do that. Top Hat, happy birthday. Happy fargan birthday. I hope it's a good one. Sorry, I am distracted. Steven Reinbrecht. What would he cost? First, a second, and Matt Smobby. Or Alec Martinez. Oof. Oof. That is a lot. Corey Stillman's not that crazy help on the left wing side. Columbus. That would be the help at the likes of RJ Umberger. 2 seconds in Adam Hall. That's also a pretty significant amount, but not awful. And then Atlanta had Rich Peverly, who isn't going to fit the team anymore. Oh, so it would probably be 2 seconds and Adam Hall going to Columbus for RJ Umberger if we didn't want to play Jeff Skinner. Do I want to bank on RJ Umberger? And then I have to find a 4th line right wing, but that's easy enough to fill. Do we pull the trigger here on RJ Umberger, or do we hope for free agency? Maybe make that decision. I just don't know if I want to immediately play Jeff Skinner. But if we immediately play Jeff Skinner and he wins Rookie of the Year, we're golden. Jaden Schwartz is 3 years out. Zucker's 2, Gallagher's 3, Granlund's 3, Toffoli's 3 years out, Brock Nelson is 3 years out, Andre Palat's 3 years out, Brian Rust, so going to be very similar for a lot of these guys in terms of their arrival time. Gudas is only 2 years out. RJ was such a 3rd line god. Yeah, I mean, he'd probably be more of a top 6 role because the 3rd line right now is shaping up to be Teddy Purcell, Matthew Lombardi, and Radim Verbata. Purcell is the playmaker, Verbata is the sniper, and Lombardi provides that PK option. And can kind of hang in there and put up points. I mean, the guy had more points than anybody on my team this year. Just don't know about Jeff Skinner. I wish from this screen we could see pending free agents. You know? What does LA want for this pick? I'm just intrigued. They want Jeff Skinner. Nope. So the Kings end up taking a dude named Tukio. You got the Rangers and Devils next. If it's similar pricing, then I can pretty much guarantee I'm not going to be able to trade up. Rangers, Skinner. Nope. Robin Leonard in 2/3. That's not too bad. To flip a goalie. That's not too bad. But we are kind of hurting for goalie prospects. It's the Devils next, wasn't it? No trades found. Okay. Just got to make a decision about that RJ Umberger trade. Jason Zucker's on his way to the Rangers. Mikhail Granlund goes to the Devils. Coyotes end up taking Brendan Gallagher. Bunch of teams in the market to move their picks here. We got Toffoli, Nelson, Palat, Rust, Hayes, Klingberg. I don't think we have to look at trading up here. Do we frickin' play Jeff Skinner this year next to Steven Stamkos? I mean, there is a good chance he could win Rookie of the Year. There's a damn good chance. Or we just go with RJ Umberger to kind of be the glue guy so that Stamkos and San Luis can just tear shit up. I don't know, Jeffrey. I don't know. Let's see. Calgary ends up taking Tyler Toffoli. That all works out. The Caps take Brock Nelson. I mean, it would have been more fitting if he was a Blue Jacket, given that he fought in the war. Montreal takes John Klingberg. Pittsburgh at 25, Andre Palat. Chicago at 26, Kevin Hayes. And then Florida at 27, Radko Gudas. Let's call a timeout here. I have to make that decision about RJ Umberger. Number one, who's available for us to pick? Then what's the value of the pick? Brian Rust, Charlie Coyle. That's who we'd be looking at right now. Because again, I prefer to draft real players instead of generated in a database like this. What's that pick worth? Nobody wants it. Okay. Well, there you go. Tiebreaker, sorry. Yeah, Twitch just does that. Oh, you're subbed to this channel and they have it set so that if you're subbed, you don't watch ads? Yeah, fuck you. You're watching ads anyway. It's great. I swear it's all part of their push to get people to pay for Turbo. That's the only way I've been able to fully avoid ads is if you pay for Turbo. And I mean, since I make money off of this platform, it's just easy enough for me to just be like, all right, fuck it. Just take the Turbo cut so I don't have to fucking deal with the ads. I'm sorry. I'm one of those terrible people where I'm like, yep, I'm not dealing with ads. Screw it. So it was 2 seconds in Adam Hall, right? Yeah. I just don't know what to do with Jeff Skinner. Because if we let Jeff Skinner ripen a little bit, and then he's a rookie at nearly an 85 overall at 20 years old, he's going to be that much more likely to win. And then can get that potential up to a high 6. But if he wins the award at a younger age, that ceiling grows. It's not that expensive for Umberger, but I'm going to hold off. I think we're running with Jeff Skinner, unless there's a crazy free agent. So with this pick, we have a choice of Charlie Coyle or Brian Rust. Neither is going to have much in the way of abilities here. Ferris on the 11 months. Yeah, beautiful. Wow. Brian Rust was projected to go 25th, and he's still on the board. Our scouts had him at 28, but it makes you wonder.
For those about to score,
Makes you wonder. There's tiebreaker on the 17. I guess you weren't sub. I guess it lapsed. Who knows? Who are the goalies in this draft, by the way? I know we looked it up before, but Grubauer, Mrazek, Jack Campbell, Scott Wedgwood, Louis Domingue. It's a good thing we got Robin Leonard. I feel like Brian Rust is probably the guy then if I can't trade this pick. Let's go for Brian Rust. Yeah, 61 overall, medium top 6. I'm okay with that. A little bit better than Jimmy Hayes. It's fine given the circumstances. Buffalo does take Charlie Coyle. 65 high 9 or a 61 medium 6. I think I'm happier with Rust, but we really couldn't have gone wrong. And then San Jose, the Cup champs, end up selecting a generated dude named Reza. Boo. So let's see here. Toronto takes generated dude Hedman, who's insane. Again, I had a hunch he'd be really good. He was the gem guy as well, but again, I'm cool with the AI getting those players. I don't want them. Atlanta takes a dude named Blatter. Sep's son. Dallas takes a dude named Darling. There's so many generated players, and I set the thing to low. It's annoying. Boston gets Alex Burmistrov. 75 overall out of the gates, but obviously low ceiling. Minnesota. Ooh, you know what? Branson's not projected to go until 37. Cool. So Minnesota takes a dude named Bloodoff. Detroit takes Goodbranson. Bastards. It wouldn't have been worth the amount it would have cost to trade up for him. It just would have been for the memes. Trovich, Smith, Pellet. We'll just let it go and see who we end up with. Edmonton takes a dude named Radulov, who's insane. Jesus, EA. Do you even, do the quality settings even matter? St. Louis takes Devontae Smith-Pelly. Philadelphia takes Nick Bjugstad. The Leafs get Alexander Petrovich. Atlanta, John Merrill, the GOAT. Ottawa takes a dude named Kerslake. Kerslacki. Florida takes Mark Pysyk. There, he played for them for a while. Columbus, generated dude. Ottawa, Ryan Spooner. Have fun with that. Edmonton, Calle Arncroak. Okay. And Anaheim, generated dude. Columbus, Jared Tenorti. The Rangers, Stephen Johns. New Jersey, generated dude. Coyotes, Marty Marincin. You got Calgary taking, is that Marcus Sorensen? It is Marcus Sorensen, okay. Washington takes Evgeny Kuznetsov. Had to be, right? I totally forgot he was coming up in the list. I even called out earlier he'd be a low elite. Oh, well, at least he went to Washington. It's more fun that way. Who is on the board that I might want to trade up for? Patrick Nemeth, Jonas Donskoy. There's a fucking low elite gem of a German who's going to be insane, and I'm not going to draft him. I'll take Emerson Edom over him. Montreal takes Jonas Donskoy, or Donskoy, or however the fuck Marshawn Lynch said it. Atlanta takes Patrick Nemeth. And we have 2 out of the next 3 picks here. Really quickly. Shats and gigs. If we were to trade this pick, 2 fifths, a third and a fifth. Yeah, third and a fifth is the price. We might as well just make the pick. All right, who's it going to be? We have Yanni Hakanpää. I do love me a Finn. You got Michael Furland. So we got some grit no matter what. Derek Forbort, Justin Hall. Again, I'm avoiding generated dudes, even if they're good. Brett Connolly, Emerson Edom, Bo Bennett, Jesper Foss, Riley Shan, Zach Hyman. Sneakily, Zach Hyman's down here. We got Joachim Nordstrom, Philip Grubauer. No thanks. Peter Mrazek, Jordan Wheel, Dalton Prout. Okay. So for defensemen, we had these 3 of Justin Hall, Yanni Hakanpää, or Derek Forbort. I'm not taking Justin Hall. Right wing side, there's Bo Bennett, Brett Connolly, Bruins legend. He's also 2 years out, so higher overall, low ceiling. Emerson Edom and Jesper Foss, who look pretty similar. Left wing side, Zach Hyman. You have Michael Furland, physicality that he brings. Joachim Nordstrom, another former Bruin. And then it's center, Riley Sheahan. Okay. I feel like it's smart to take a forward and a defenseman. So far I've taken Jeff Skinner and Brian Rust. I'm all right either way with Hakanpää or Forbort. Furland wouldn't be too bad either. Tiebreaker is I needed some right defensemen in the system. So we're going to go for the big shot blocker in the form of Yanni Hakanpää. And then Michael Furland goes to Carolina. And we are definitely taking Zach Hyman with this pick and hoping that he's a low elite. He is a low elite. Okay, cool. So we didn't get Kuznetsov. Listed as a sniper. Maybe when he was in junior. Obviously, he developed into more of what this game would define as a power forward. But we'll take that. Justin Hall goes to Buffalo. And Edmonton. Who did Edmonton take? Derek Forbort. Okay. So let's see. Is anybody else here before our next pick that we're super worried about? Not really. We'll just kind of see who we end up with. So up ahead to pick 68. Jesper Foss goes to Edmonton. Detroit gets a bit of a steal. Bo Bennett to Columbus. Emerson Edom to the Islander. And Brett Connolly goes to the Leafs. If we were to trade this pick, if we were to trade this very pick, 4th and a 5th, Peter Holland in a 6th, 7th rounder in the future, Mark Barberio. There's a couple of decent offers. Nick Bjugstad in a 6th. I'm going to remember that Nick Bjugstad in a 6th offer, because honestly, that might not be bad. Let's see who's here. Riley Sheahan, Joachim Nordstrom. I can't guarantee they're going to be medium 9s, though. They might be. They might be high bottom 6s. We'll risk it. Whatever. Let's live a little. Let's take Mr. Sheahan, who can play center more naturally. High bottom 6 at a 63. Okay. And then we have the 78th pick. Yeah, Jordan Wheel to Vancouver. Go figure. Dalton Prout to Minnesota. Philip Grubauer to Detroit. Joachim Nordstrom to the Islanders. Peter Mrazek to Colorado. Old Petr Mrazek. Okay. Is there anybody that I even want here? Give me the real players. Who are the real players? We got Tyler Pitlick. Chris Wagner, Sam Carrick, Austin Watson, Greg McKegg, Johan Larson. Do love me some Craig Cunningham. Tom Kuhnhackl, Oscar Lindberg. I won't go for Silverguard. I'll let the AI have him. I mean, there's no way that goalie's a franchise goalie, right? The temptation might be there for me to look at that guy at least. And then it looks like we are out of real dudes outside of like Jack Campbell and Scott Wedgwood. It looks like the real dudes run out towards the end of this round outside of the goalies who are a little bit further down. Okay. Well, I tried to use high bottom 6 because I find medium bottom 6 don't chroma. I think it's more than fair that you used it the way that you did. Tyler Pitlick, Chris Wagner, Sam Carrick. They're all forwards as well. Yeah, I mean, pretty much I'm not going to be able to get fair value for this pick, so I might as well just have fun with it. We're going to go for Craig Cunningham, which is an inspiring story, and maybe in this timeline we can turn him into a beast. So it is a medium bottom 6, but that's okay. We'll just sim to my next pick and see where we end up. It's the last pick of the 4th round. I will go back through and see who was selected. That Zekov guy is off the board. Jack Campbell's a Ranger. Yeah, it was a medium elite for the Coyotes. Okay. 48 overall. Well, I mean, I do love me some Louis Domingue, former Portland Pirate. We're going for Domingue. Sorry, Wedgwood. We got to go for some of the meme picks. Oh, we almost got Wedgwood, too. Anybody else available? Calvin Pickard. You got it. We'll take high backup Calvin Pickard. And let's see what we get in round 6. All the real players are going to be gone. So let's just see now if we can find a steal. It's fair game from here. A goalie, Will Rycroft. We're going for him. Let's see, Mr. Rycroft. How good are you? High fringe. 48 overall. Not great. Okay. Well, all in all, a very eventful draft for us. We wheeled and dealed. We flipped Blake Wheeler. We end up with the likes of Jeff Skinner, Brian Rust, Yanni Hakanpää, Zach Hyman, Riley Shane, Craig Cunningham, Louis Domingue, and Calvin Pickard. And again, by round, that is what the first round ended up looking like at the end. And with the likes of Tyler Seguin heading to Dallas. Stubbs, how was the stream, by the way? I would have liked to have ended up with Radko Gudas over Brian Rust, but Florida beat me to the punch. And then we started skipping ahead in the 3rd round. You had Tyler Pitlick go to Nashville. Round 4, Sam Carrick to Pittsburgh. Chris Wagner to Columbus. Austin Watson to Detroit. Then you got Greg McKegg, Johan Larson, Oscar Lindberg to Colorado. Tom Kuhnhackl to Ottawa. And Jack Campbell to the Rangers, as we saw. And that was pretty much it for the real players, aside from Scott Wedgwood going to the Oilers. So an interesting first draft for us, that's for sure. I am fairly confident in the team that we have now. We still got a lot of dead weight we got to get rid of. And now we got some contracts we got to try to figure out here as well. So for the goalies, so many goalies. Holy hell. Well, we're not going to sign Robin Leonard yet because I can't. Do we even bring in Anders Lindback? I mean, he's a medium backup. He's not terrible. But that AHL starter job could go to Robin Leonard immediately. So Anders Lindback, I'm just going to let him go. Like he's fine, but he's nothing crazy. Defensively, oh, Sergachev, I just broke your heart. I'm sorry. I like Anders Lindback too. I had a conversation with him once. Let's see. Chris Chelios is gone. David Hale is gone. God, that's the only group of people we could cut, huh? Jesus. We got to qualify Alexander Radulov. Mark Parrish is gone. We're going to sign Kyle Beach. Lawrence, you are gone. Left wing side. Don't know if we're signing Skinner yet. Stefan Veilleux, not bad, but you got to go. Keller guy, he's got to go as well. And then down the middle, I did not know Lombardi's deal was up. We went to acquire him. But 7% of the cap for a potential third line center. Hopefully he's not out of my price range. We got to let go of Zen and Konopka. Let's get rid of Fadden. Let's get rid of Very Polish. So Lombardi is the he's the tough one. He is the tough one, and he wants term. How much money can I even save here? Okay, if we were to give you a modified no trade clause, how much can I drop this asking price by? Not as much as I want. 3.5. What are we at? I mean, that leaves like 6 teams you can go to. See if we go like 3.75. At that point, the no trade clause doesn't even do much. Okay. Let's drop that back down to 3.5. Let's up that clause. 23 team no trade list. Yeah, if we deferred, he doesn't like it either. Oh, Mr. Lombardi. Let's see if you take that, though. That is a little bit more of a manageable deal for someone who'd be a great third-line center. Let's see if he takes it. All right, so we do get Lombardi on a nifty little contract. At least by modern standards, especially. I don't know, for the time. It might prove to be too much. And then Radulov's the only other guy that we have to sign. He wants big money pretty much immediately, which is a little bit of a risk. A little bit. Let's see. Cool arrow. I feel like that would work better if most of Dwayne Johnson's movies haven't been bombs. But I respect the effort. I respect the effort. 4.275 for 8 years for Radulov. Will he take that deal? Okay. Well, there we go. We got Matt Lombardi signed. We got Alex Radulov signed full term. We'll see if I regret giving Radulov said term. But this team is basically good to go. Now it's just a matter of whether or not anything in free agency kind of changes the outlook. Obviously, we're going to have to do the scouts and the staff and all that nonsense, but we'll worry about that in a minute. So free agents. There's some temptation. Some potential Jeff Skinner halting temptation. For goalies, you have Antti Niemi. Stubbs it did, yeah. You got Huey, Harding. What do we have for prospects? Just Harding and Niemi, and it's Scott Darling. I think we can stick with Corey Crawford instead of splashing the cash on Antti Niemi. So, defensively, if I didn't go for that trade with the Coyotes, it would have had to be overspend on like Pavel Kabina and Joe Corvo. So, I don't hate that. There's nobody there to trade to be like, yes, let's improve the defense. And there's really no prospects outside of Paul Ranger, but he's 25. Do we have anybody a bit further down? Travis Hamonic. I guess the Islanders didn't sign Travis Hamonic. Again, I don't like to immediately sign everybody. So I am going to give the AI a couple of days to get offers in. But we'll definitely remember that Travis Hamonic is there. And right wing side, love me, Yuri Lettinen. Love me some Peter Sikora. We don't have space for these guys right now with the way the trades worked out. Enver Leeson's the only notable prospect. I guess Williams is there too. Left wing side, not looking good for prospects. But could go for Paul Kariya. Tanguay and Higgins want too much term. But Paul Kariya, Pavel Demitra, Marcus Naslund on a short-term deal until Jeff Skinner's that much more ready. That is a possibility. Tough to say no. And then centers, Modano, Olli Jokinen. We really don't have space for any other centers. Any prospects to speak of? Cody Hodgson, who does have an offer already. So because he has an offer already, I feel comfortable sending a deal and trying to compete with St. Louis. And, well, he auto-accepted. That's fine. I forgot they do that. I guess St. Louis didn't offer him the max deal. I guess they should have. Sucks to suck. Sucks to suck, St. Louis. Should have gotten your shit together. Aside from that, Derek Grant. Only a 59 overall at 20 years old. But you know we got to go for Derek Grant here. Why not? Get another body into the system here. So it literally just comes down. There's Colton Gillies out there too. And Zach Ronaldo. It literally just comes down to Jeff Skinner, play or not. But again, if he wins Rookie of the Year, again, and we wait the 2 to 3 years, wins Rookie of the Year as a 20-year-old. Ceiling goes up, but he has less time to grow into it, where if we play him now, he's not as developed. But if he gets Rookie of the Year, I think we gotta stick with the youth. And you know what? Screw it. Travis Hamonic. Come on down, Travis Hamonic. AI had time to send in an offer. They didn't do it. Fuck them. Any other prospects to bring in? Mark Barberio. Turns out we're going to sign you after all, Mark. Montreal wanted nothing to do with you, despite actively acquiring you. Well, welcome in Mark Barberio. We have any high sevenths? No, and no medium sevenths either. All right, let me just double check forwards. And then, like I said, I think we're pretty much good to just focus on off-season goals, staff members, all that fun stuff. These low nines, like, they're not that bad, but I just don't have space for them, even if they develop. They're too good. Colton Gillies. We can go for Colton Gillies. Minnesota legend, Colton Gillies. Let's see. Anybody else here? Fritsch, Martin Carsons, Matthias Tedenby, Zach Ronaldo are the last two. Yeah, we're going to go for old Matthias Tedenby. Wasn't he also a part of the Kovalchuk trade? Or it's just he was on the Devils forever and never did anything. It was one or the other. Devils had a lot of players like that at the time. Zach Ronaldo, I mean, hey, if someone's going to be a cheap shot artist, you might as well be our cheap shot artist. At least I can stop the Bruins from giving up 2 third-rounders or a second round, whatever the fuck it was. God, that was 10 years ago, and it still haunts the Bruins fan base that they gave up that much for Zach freaking Ronaldo. Pure desperation. Oh, Luke Adam is there. Are there any other players that don't have the best of potentials that I can sign to try to save? I do have to be careful about roster space. Yeah, I got to be careful. I didn't sign those other guys yet that we drafted. So, roster itself looking good. Now it's time for all the boring stuff.